Hey guys, Marissa at KitchenTableStamper.com. You're joining us in video 3 of 3 in a series. This is our Warmest Heart Make and Take series. The Warmest Heart bundle is on the last chance list from Stampin Up. It's holiday catalog, and right now the stamps and dies are each 40% off. Now, if you've been following me, you know that I said that I really loved this bundle. I thought it would be excellent for treats and cute cards, and that I was going to do a bunch with it. Well, right now, if you order $50 or more using the host code on the screen, we will send you a make and take packet to make these projects. If you act quickly, you might be able to pick up the Warmest Heart stamp set and dies at 40% off. Make sure you use the 162336 code for the stamps and the 162351 code for the dies. That way you get the 40% off both items. Don't use the bundle number right now, and this is while supplies last. Now, we've also have a PDF class with more treats, 4 more treats that won't be seen anywhere else, and a gift card holder. So 5 projects in total. You can check that out in the Kitchen Table Stamper PDF store. All right, so you can get this packet for free with your $50 order. Our first project was the card, and we'll link to these projects below. We did also remake this card with the Simply Sparkling bundle. Maybe, I don't know why, but maybe Warmest Heart isn't your thing. So we've remade each of the projects with a different bundle to show you the versatility of the product kit or project kit. In video number 2, we made this cute little treat box, and it holds 2 cups of instant coffee, perfect with our little thermos image. But if you are not a fan of the Warmest Heart, or if Warmest Heart sells out, but you're still thinking about placing an order to get the class packet, check out the alternative for this one. We used the Cutest Cows bundle. Now, today we're going to do this little notepad cover. By the way, your make and take packet will include your coffee, your sticky notes, and pens. The pens are my limiting factor. When my pens are gone, my free make and take packets are gone, and I will post that if we hit that limit. All right, so again, we're going to just do the adorable notepad cover with Warmest Heart, but if Warmest Heart sells out or you don't love it, maybe you're going to order the new hot air balloon bundle when it becomes available in January. Look how cute. Same materials, same ribbon, same embellishments, a little bit different embossing folder. But you can do these class packet with whatever stamp set or bundles you have and love. All right, so for our little notepad cover, I love this. It makes a great gift for teachers, for students. You can make these for markets and craft fairs if you like. They were always excellent sellers for me. I've got a standard little 3x3 sticky notes here. I have been using the same sticky notes from Amazon for like 4 years, and I bought countless quantities because I used to do some craft shows. And then the little pen. Now, these little pens I'm going to give you on the blog some different sources and an Amazon link. They're not easy to find, unfortunately. They do take a little bit of a hunt, and sometimes you find them in surprising places. But I'll put a little bit about that in the blog post with an Amazon link. All right, so we're going to start with the cover for this, and it is 3 1/4 by 7 3/8, so you get 3 out of a sheet. If you're doing these to bring one to everybody at the office or to send for all the teachers, or if you're making them for market, what you want to do is cut your paper so that it is 7 3/8 by 9 3/4. And then you want to do your scoring. We're going to score in just a minute. We're going to score on the 7 3/8 side at 3 1/8, 3 1/2, 3 7/8. So you score that long paper on all 3 measurements, then cut it into 3 pieces at 3 1/4. Okay, does that make sense? That's going to do for you is it's going to give you the scoring for 3 notepads at one time, really cutting down on the work that you have to do if you're making a bunch of these. Now, if you get our make and take packet, you're going to get it just like this, 3 1/4 by 7 3/8, and it's already scored for you when you get it. But if you're thinking about this as something for, say, a market or you need 25 of them for the office or whatever. Do 3 at a time for your scoring. All right, so we're in the 7 3/8 inch position. We're going to score at 3 1/8 and 3 1/2 and 3 7/8. Now let's get a bone folder and we're gonna fold those score lines. And we're gonna need a pair of paper snips to make the little loop for our pen. All right, so once you've got your score lines all worked, you're gonna fold them so that the shorter side, you can see that this is the shorter side. This is 3 1/4 by 3 1/8. So you just want the shorter side on your left hand. You're gonna fold on the center score. The cover is gonna be shorter than the back. And once you've done that, you're gonna take a pair of scissors and you're going to go a little bit less than 1/3, a little bit less than 1/3, and just cut to the score line. So now you've got 2 cuts, and I showed that with a solid line on the template. So you fold and cut. All right, now that you've got that, we're gonna open this up. We're gonna add a little bit of adhesive. I like tear and tape for this because it's an instant grab, but you could put some liquid glue right here, okay? So there's 2 rectangle segments here when you have the longer panel toward you. So this is that short panel again. This is 3 1/4 by 3 1/8. Then you have your first, second, third score line. And what you need to do here is put your adhesive. We're gonna make your pen loop. This part's gonna pop out and this part's gonna pop in. All right, so what you want to do is adhere these segments to the back cover. So we're gonna add a little bit of adhesive here and here. You'll see that we've got the biggest panel in between the score lines, but not past the cut. And in between the score lines, but not past the cut, we have adhesive. And I'm going to remove the liner on that adhesive. And we're gonna fold this little guy in so that the pen loop pops out. So you can just put your finger on the pen loop and then push toward you, do you see? And flatten that out. Now you've got your cover. Now the covers are even and this little section pops up for your pen. All right, let's grab some notes and a pen. And we're gonna put the notes in the notepad. I just use a couple of strips of tear and tape at the top because then there's not terrible damage if somebody wants to add another packet of notes inside after they use this one up. They can just grab some more strong adhesive and tape it right in on top of this one. All right, so we're going to open this up and set this almost against the fold. Should be equal border, bottom, right, and top. Burnish that down, pop your little pen in, and there is the cutest little treat. I love it. All right, so we're going to now do a little bit of that shabby chic texture and use our Countryside Blossoms embossing folder. I've got more fresh freesia cardstock here, and this one is 2 7/8 by 3. The measurements will be on the free printable project sheet at kitchentablestamper.com. We're going to just pop this in kind of in the center. I do like to get this big bloom right from the center no matter what, but I use the line across the bottom to make sure it's kind of level. I don't know. I'm not going to do the embossing for you in the kits. It's just too much to do. So when you get your class packet, feel free to use whatever embossing folder you have. If you really like this Countryside Blooms, you can pick it up, marisaalvarez.stampinup.net. It can be part of your $50 order. To get the class packet, you'll place a $50 order before tax and shipping using the host code that's on the screen. We'll send you the packet automatically as long as your order qualifies using the host code and by amount. We mail it automatically to your mailing address on file with Stampin' Up. So please check your mailing address as you check out. All right, so we're gonna add this to the front cover, just like we've done with our other projects. I'm gonna roll up the corner just a little bit. Don't get too crazy. We want it to look shabby chic, not just plain shabby, right? A little bit, just adds some texture. And we'll put that down with some liquid glue. And you wanna keep the liquid glue away from those corners that you just rolled up, but get it good and secure everywhere else. All right, let's do some stamping next. Your class packet includes one sheet of every color of the glorious gingham designer series paper. We're using the lemon lime twist for this project. We've got some lemon lime twist cardstock, scrap of basic white, 1/2 inch by, I don't know, maybe 3 1/4 inches, 3 3/4 inches. And our Warmest Heart bundle is photopolymer. Let's grab our Stampin' Pierce mat and some early espresso ink. Gonna show you a fun little trick that you can do with this thermos to get that open one with a plaid cover. Isn't that cute? All right, so we're gonna stamp on our plaid using the closed thermos image. You really have to with this Warmest Heart. If you just took it at face value, there's not a lot of variety in the thermoses. And I think that that was one of the things I struggled with at first, as much as I loved it and thought it was so cute. But as I've been playing with it, I've found that if you look beyond the obvious, which is the thermos with the lid on it, or the open thermos, both the same height, both the same width, you can really get some fun variations with a little creativity. If you missed video number 1, check that one out. We used the standard thermos on cardstock, one with the plaid, one without, and then with a little label. If you missed video number 2, we took that kind of standard thermos and we made it a little shorty. Now in this video, we're going to do the open thermos, but add that awesome plaid texture. Okay, so let's go ahead and stamp our greeting and our label. I've got the little sunrise window here. I can't resist the little sunrise window with the idea of the thermos and coffee. So we're gonna do that one. And early espresso. And then we're gonna stamp You Warm My Heart on our 1/2 inch strip. Slide the Stampin' Pierce mat out of here for a minute and let's cut some chicken lips on either side of our greeting. I love my retired tailor tag for this, but you can use your scissors, you can use a square punch in the same manner where you'd use one of the corners of the square, and you can get a pretty good even chicken lips. And if they're not, they're pretty easy to just pop back in and adjust a little bit. I think it'd be a smidgy bit shorter. I'll just give our chicken lips a bit of a haircut here. Super cute. All right, we've got a couple of punched pieces here. I did from Granny Apple Green this leaves using the bow punch. I love this one. It just makes such great little paper embellishments. The hearts are actually the bees' wings and antennas using this bee builder punch. We did our bee wings and antennas in berry burst to get these adorable little hearts. All right, what we're gonna do next is just grab a bit of liquid glue. I'm going to put a smidge of liquid glue behind the word heart, and then just add my little heart to the back of my banner. And we're going to set this aside for a minute. Let's color our little sunrise window. I've got pumpkin pie, berry burst, let's see, dark granny apple green, and light lemon lime twist. I'm going to just color, not a lot of blending here, and I'm not going to swipe over the early espresso lines. It's okay to use your classic Stampin' Up ink pads with your Stampin' blends, but you have to remember that the alcohol in the Stampin' blends can loosen the pigments that are in the Stampin' ink. And so what you want to do is just kind of dab to fill, and don't swipe over the lines too much. Give your stamped lines a little bit to dry before you start coloring, and you should get some pretty good results. I love to stamp in brown and then color it, especially when it's appropriate for the design, like our thermoses that might be filled with tea or coffee or cocoa, right? And we're gonna just dab in around the trees. We're not gonna swipe over that stamped image, just dab in around. We're just filling, no blending here. And then a little sunrise image. I've got the light berry burst right here. We're gonna fill, and then dark berry burst. Just make a little strip on either side, and then you can just do a little flick. Isn't that pretty? All right, let's get our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and we're going to do some die cutting. All right, in your packet, you're gonna have a piece of silver foil or brushed metallic silver foil, and you're going to cut the lid and the little spout from that silver, and then you're gonna cut the open thermos from the lemon lime twist. Then you're going to cut the gingham thermos with the closed thermos die, and the little window. I love this little window. If you just imagine it cut in basic white cardstock, it is the cutest little tag for sentiments, especially the Get Well sentiment that's included in the Warmest Heart stamp set. All right, let's give these a crank, make sure nothing shifts. There we go. So when I first saw the Warmest Heart stamp set and dies, I thought, I don't know. Can have the open thermos, but it's die cut. So how do I stamp it or paper piece it? And I thought, that really limits what I can do with it. Then I was looking at the stamps and I was like, okay, so the closed thermos, I can do more things with that because it's a stamp. It's got the outlines, so I can do things like paper piecing. Well, after a little while of looking at it, I realized that they're about the same size, and that can have its own design challenges, but because they are, I can go ahead and just cut the little cup off the top of the pattern one. Now if I wanted to, I could use the little cup next to the thermos or next to a different thermos with a different pattern maybe. Look at how cute that would be. And I can adhere this from the stamped thermos right on top of the die cut thermos. So now you've got even more variety of elements. You've got the little cup, You've got the open thermos and the closed thermos. You can paper piece the closed thermos with whatever patterns you like. And it just really opened up a whole world of versatility with this stamp set. Then combine that with the little shorty version that we showed you in video number 2, and you'll have lots of different ways that you can mix and match and combine the elements, including the adorable little labels, to make your projects and to have thermos of different finishes, sizes, and shapes. All right, so let's get our little cover back in here, and we're going to adhere the thermos with some liquid glue. Isn't that cute how it just came to life with the gingham paper? We can adhere the cup. We're going to use the silver one this time for a little bit of shine, but don't throw away the gingham one. And then we're going to take the bow, and we do punch that for you, but it's a little bit big for this design. So what we did was we just pulled off the bottom leaf. And we're going to add that with the little dots of liquid glue. Don't go past the fold. It won't open nicely. We can add our banner and heart with a little bit of liquid glue. You're going to have to put your little bow underneath, so don't burnish it down all the way to the end there yet. Let's get some of this awesome metallic ribbon. I love this Sweet Sorbet metallic ribbon with the fresh freesia and the berry burst. Just has such a nice complementary tone, and the sparkle, the metallic, just adds a lot of visual interest. All right, so we're gonna cut this one away from the spool, clean up the tail on that one. Gonna get a glue dot, and I take your pick tool. I'm gonna roll this little glue dot over. It's on the end of my take your pick tool. I'll put the bow on the take your pick tool. Okay, lift your banner just a little bit. Place the bow, and then remove the take your pick tool and adhere that down with the glue dot. So cute, don't you think? Oh, my tails are still a little bit long. Give it a bit of a haircut, just a little bit. There we go, cute. We need a little bit more embellishment. I'm going to add the rest of the cutout hearts. They kind of look like they're floating up from the warm beverage. Put a little dot of glue on the cover, and then just bring the heart to the glue. And last but not least, these fiery iridescent gems. We're going to add a couple kind of bubbling up from the cup. So cute. And there it is. You warm my heart. There's our sticky note cover and pen. If you've got any questions about the project or about the Make and Take packet offer, please reach out, Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com. You do not have to make these projects with the Warmest heart, but I hope that after spending 3 videos with me, you're starting to see the bundle in my eyes and all the versatility that really is built into this, with the awesome labels, the fun greetings, the different finishes and sizes that you can do with this thermos. You'll get a ton of crafting use, especially for treats, out of this stamp set and dies. If you'd like to pick that up while supplies last, you can buzz over to marisaalvarez.stampinup.net. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.